Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Midweek Trio. So, as the title suggests, we're going to touch base with what's happening with the 89. So, if you haven't caught the previous video, I kind of explain a little bit about what's happening, what's going on. And yeah, as the title suggests, we've run out of time. So, I'm sure a lot of you are going to be happy about it because there was a few comments about me rushing it. You didn't need to comment, I knew I was rushing it. I knew I was trying to get it to a deadline and the weather just wasn't with me. This is a damp barn. It's not a very good environment to keep this car in as it is. And the new environment it is going to is a lot better for it to store it until the spring or when it warms up, or if I can get it into a paint booth. Yeah, let's get into this a little bit more. So, the 89, Mrs. S's little baby, her first car. We got going, if you haven't seen the previous episodes to this, with the prep for paint. So, teamed with the previous video, I've not been able to get anything done of my own, really, and I class this as my own. You know, it's my wife's car, it's as good as part of our family as the rest of the cars. And the one big thing I wanted to have was moving off a driveway was to have a nice, decent environment to paint in. Now, you could argue this barn was never going to be that. It was. We would have made a real good shot of it. If I can paint a car in the wind, in ridiculous heat on a driveway and get a good enough finish that people are respecting it, I would have done it in here. We would have wetted these floors, we were going to sheet this room off, we were going to get some heat in here, and it was going to be lovely. It's just not worked like that, has it? So, I think I knew the writing was on the wall a little bit when I was trying to prime the doors. Me and Tony were rushing them, trying to get them straight. It was never going to work. Tony's got his own life to lead, do you know what I mean? So it's just not going to get done, and I would rather not do it in the next few months than sit there over winter building it together going, I bloody hate this, what an absolute mess. Out of all the cars, this one just needs to be right, and yeah, there's no two ways about it, it just has to be right. Or as good as I can get it. I've never done metallic, and as much of an abomination of painting the inside was in the engine bay, then who knows what this is going to look like. But there's no point trying to rush it in this environment to move it for it to look horrible. There's just no point. There has never been a timescale of this car. People are commenting saying it's taking too long to do. Why, you know, can you finish a car? This is what I was trying to get at in the previous episode, is all the cars you see on the channel, bar 20% of them are mine, and I want to change that. I want them all to be mine. We're going to cover friends' builds, like we're going to go up to Matt's, we're going to work on that. We're going to go and check in with James once Eve's painted, we're going to work with that. We're always going to be friends with Pete, we're always going to play with his cars and you know, drive them. I got to drive Amber on the London Brighton Mini Run, the last one. And we're always going to be working with friends' cars, but the channel needs to be focused on my cars. And next year, the big focus is on that, the Amazon, and I've got a lot of mechanical work to do to my sidewalk. So, this episode, what's the plan, I guess, with the 89? So, we've run out of time. We're not going to get it painted before Christmas. That doesn't stop us cleaning and painting bits and pieces up. Once this place is empty, we maybe can get on with that. As you've seen from the last episode, the steering column is in. Let's go and have a walk. You've just seen then, I've just placed the bonnet on, bolted it down so it can't move. It's on its latch. Doors are back on, I'll tie them shut. Just for transportation purposes. Arches are in the back. This stuff might not move with it, but in here, got the column all back in, and the boot lid's there. It's the only thing we never got around to priming because, number one, it's not straight. Number two, run out of primer and time. So, yeah. I don't know when the car's going to get painted. I'm not going to go out there and tell you when it will, but it's going to obviously have to be painted at some point. Probably re-primed as well at this rate. We're happy with the body. We're quite confident there's no dinks and scratch dents in there. It just needs that flatting, and it needs quite a bit of flatting. There's quite a bit of primer on it. The bonnet, again, I'm quite happy with it. There's no dinks and dents in it. It needs a good flat. The doors, no, they need another prime. They need a bit more filler. They need a bit more tidying up before we can even think about going them in. Let's get some paint on them. The boot lid, that is just not straight. So, we're going to store this car, we're going to shelve it for the winter, we're going to work on getting bits and pieces collected for the car. I've got a long shopping list that I need to go and part with some of my wages at Minimine. While I've got you with Minimine, remember to check out the description below, and there is a discount code on the screen now for them. So when you spend £15 or more on their eBay store, you get 10% off. That massively helps the channel. And if you're doing your winter builds, you need to go and check out Minimine's eBay page. It is honestly going to save you so much time for all the little niggly bits and pieces that you need. So please go and check them out for that. And while you're down in the comments, in the description below, why not check out Frost? If you're planning to do a bit of maintenance on your classics over the winter, get yourself some tools, get yourself tooled up, ready to go, get your car parts, you're going to be golden. So that's what's happening with the 89. I just wanted to bring you in. We've run out of time. We all knew that was going to happen. Personally, no, I didn't think it was going to happen. I did think I'd have enough time in my stupid little head, but I've had to wait for so long for people to make some decisions or what's going on in the background. I've been stressing over that. I've been planning all that sort of stuff. I've been moving stuff around to make that happen. And this is, I can't be in two places at once. So I've kind of taken the executive decision, had the chat with Mrs. S. She honestly is in absolutely no rush to have this car done. Obviously she wants to see it painted, would be lovely, but it doesn't stop us like doing the suspension underneath. It doesn't stop us from piecing a few bits on the inside maybe. It doesn't stop us from just planning the car properly. So when it does come back from paint, we can actually get going with it. Right, that's the 89. I need to tidy up this absolute mess of whatever this is. It's the Midweek Trio, so let's get on to your questions. So, the first question is from Dean of Machines. Now, I'll put his little tag on the bottom of the screen now, and I'll try and include a link to his YouTube channel in the description. So Dean of Dean of Machines runs a really cool channel, and I'm so jealous of his car collection. He has got a really nice collection of Volvos. He loves his rotary Mazdas as well. He's kind of got a bit of everything that I'd probably buy if I could. They seem to be a lot more available over there, a lot less rusty. So go and check out his channel. So thank you very much for your comment, Dean. And thank you very much for your awesome content that you do put out. I really, really do enjoy it. Your inspiration is another factor, really, of why I've made the decision I've made recently on the channel and why you'll see a lot more of my Amazon that I'm stood behind here. I've got to move things around to make things happen, and I'm doing that. And your drive and following your channel has really been that. Let's get on to your question. So your question is, first of all, you started off saying you would love yourself a Capri. So if you saw the previous episode, we went to the NY Cafe up in Yorkshire. That was awesome. Really, really enjoyed that. And inside they had a Capri, a race one. So that was very cool. So that was what the beginning part of that comment was. What's your most exotic car you would ever consider? So people that know me properly on the channel, I'm not really into exotic cars. They don't do anything for me. You can't drive fast in the UK. You can't drive fast really anywhere legally. And why I wouldn't turn around and say that I'm a race car driver. I wouldn't have something exotic, is what I'm trying to say. You know, like your Lambos, your Ferraris, all that sort of stuff. It's just not my bag, never has been. The fastest car I'd probably like to own is the last generation of the GTR, because I think that's a beautiful car. I think it's all the best bits mashed into one. That's probably the fastest car, modern fancy car, I guess you could call it, that I'd own. So if that answers your questions, that's probably what I'd have. That being said, I wouldn't mind one of your RX-7s, pal. I wouldn't mind that awesome sound for a rotary engine's lovely, lovely. If I'm ever in the States, you've got to take me for a ride, dude, and I want to see your Amazon. So thank you very much for your question, guys, and like I say, please go check out his channel if you haven't already. So the next question is from Ian Campbell. His channel is called Cooper S Traveller, or his Instagram page as well. Go and check it out. Beautiful, beautiful traveller, Cooper S inspired. A lovely thing, really is nice. Yeah, I have to admit, something I wouldn't mind owning one day. So your question is, do you have any plans to visit Northern Ireland in the future, and what would your vehicle of choice be? Right, yes, I'd love to do a bit more of Ireland. I've only ever been there on a day trip. I haven't really done any proper exploring in Ireland. I missed the IMM of Ireland, unfortunately. I couldn't make that. So yes, I'd love to come to Ireland. We have spoke about you've got an event on, and I'm trying my utmost to make sure my life is a bit less hectic next year to make it. So rest assured, I would like to be there for that. My car of choice, obviously probably the Sidewalk, because I do all the touring and I do all my traveling in that car. But really, obviously I'd like to do my van, because that's the car that's going to kind of take the reins hopefully in the next few years of being my most used Mini and being that car. I think going to Ireland and looking at the kind of things you can explore there, distance wise isn't too bad for me. I'm planning on doing a lot more on the Sidewalk next year, going to Germany and back. So Yeah, I don't know. Probably a Mini, probably the sidewalk. Let's have the sidewalk if I was going to do it. Because we're reaching thinking that thing's going to go anywhere anytime soon, aren't we? Thank you for your question, buddy, and thank you for your continued support of the channel. You recently bought some stickers as well, which is awesome. Yeah, thank you very much. And the last question is from Gamer Whip Up. So you have commented quite a few times and you've had quite a few questions answered on Midweek Trio, which is awesome. And I thought it was quite an apt time to mention what yours was. And yours was, is there plans for another workshop? I think you've all gauged the fact that obviously I've mentioned that my life was changing a few months back. I've not been able to say anything with it. If you haven't caught the previous episode, that might have answered your question a little bit. Is there a plan for another workshop? Yes, there is. Workshops. We're going to be working out multiple locations moving forward. Hopefully I can show you the new workshop soon. I'm yet to hold the beautiful keys in my hand and to start moving from here. But yeah, there is another workshop, but we're going to be splitting this collection of cars up quite a bit, and that'll become a bit more apparent when I start moving. It's going to be horrible saying goodbye to this place, because I do really adore it. The roof being not finished has annoyed everyone and me. I'm not going to miss that bloody shutter rattling in the background, and just how damn cold it is. The new place isn't going to feel like this, I can tell you that now. But also some stuff's not going to be as ideal. So please do continue to watch, please do check it out. And yeah, the answer to your question is there's new workshops. Thank you for watching. So that's the 3 questions from the Midweek Trio. The Midweek Trio we try and hold every week. It's just 3 questions from you guys and we cover a topic. So this week was the 89, what's happening with it. I thought I'd round that off a little bit. That's what's happening with it. Just stay tuned, we'll make a plan. I'm hoping there was a collaboration we're going to work with. I might try and get going with that, because the reason I couldn't do it is because I couldn't get the car there because my Volvo had just been written off. But we've got the V70 now, we've got Deb's the V70, so we could actually potentially move the car now. Where's my phone? I need to make a phone call. Right, catch you soon, guys, and I hope you enjoy your week, and I hope you enjoy whatever you're up to. Catch you soon. Remember to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll catch you soon.